We is back once again with another reaction video, bruh. And today, I'm coming back for story time number 2. So if you guys want to see this reaction, want to see me react to story number 3, go down. If you are new, like and subscribe to the channel. Let's get it for more daily reactions. Because I will bring you guys more daily reactions every day. So hit me up with a video request if you guys want to see me react to anything, man, you guys want me to. Let's say I can review on something. I can give a talk. Hit me up, man. Let's get it. And for that, let's get it on. Let's do it, man. Story number 2. If you guys are coming from story number 1, that was a good story. We're gonna continue on with story 2. So yeah, let's get it. Let's go. Let's see if story number 2 was better than story number 1, because I like the first one. That was pretty good.
It's 2016. Our new neighbors invite our family over for a nighttime barbecue.
Let's get it.
My mom and my dad and my sister and I meet in their backyard at like 8 o'clock. This is the first time that I personally meet them. It's just a husband and wife and a teenage boy. I quickly learn the boy's name is Jeremy. The husband seems to be the nicest of them all. There's something cold about the wife, and the son Jeremy seems to have some kind
That's
of...
how it always be, dude. It's like the husband always, he always knows what's going on with his family, so it's like he always, the cover up, the protector, the cover up. It's like, it's so funny how that always happens. And the wife is just always the one that always knows the wrongdoings and all this other stuff, and she just always keep quiet, and then it's like the husband keep everything in check.
Mental or social issues, because he won't talk at all. He constantly looks all over the place, and he seems to be really sad or gloomy.
Oh, son.
I also catch him staring at me a few times. Each time I grow increasingly uncomfortable around him and try even harder not to look at him anymore. After eating a burger and hot dog each, our parents pretty much talk to his parents. I wait a little bit before sneaking back to our house because I was bored and uncomfortable. The next day on my walk to school, since I live 2 blocks away from the high school, I turn my head around a few houses after passing our neighbor's house and see someone jump behind a tree as if to be hiding. I turn back in front of me and start to walk faster. I get to the last block before the school and turn around again. This time I see the same person hiding in a bush in front of someone's house. It's Jeremy.
Hiding in a bush.
I can tell by his long hair. And he's looking right at me. I walk as fast as I can without running and make it to the school safely a minute later. When I get home that day, I tell my parents, and they go over and talk to the neighbors. When my parents come back to talk to me, I learn from them that Jeremy is apparently not like the other kids, according to his parents word for word. That also seemed to be enough explanation for my parents to tell me to just ignore him, as if him following me to school wasn't an insanely creepy thing to do. Later on, I go outside to sit on the patio and do my homework, and just as Jeremy and his creepiness come to mind, I turn to look at the neighboring house, up at the only window that overlooks our backyard, and there he is.
Yeah,
Jeremy is sitting at that window looking at me,
wrong.
but as he notices me, he quickly hides. I run inside and tell my parents, and they once again quote what his parents said and tell me not to worry about him.
Now, would you guys continue on, just brush it off like nothing ever happened? They're like, there's no stalker, because like, clearly there's you got the neighbor's kid is a stalker, so it's like, we guys just brush it off? Or would you guys, if you guys were in issues, just say, hey, you know what, we need to go over there, we need to have a talk with his parents too before his stuff get really out of hand? I would be like, yeah, we need to march over there, and I'll confront him like, man, what's going on? Why are you stalking me and stuff like that, bro? That's exactly what I would do.
Later that night, after texting friends and whatnot in bed, I finally put my phone down on the desk and roll on my side to go to sleep. A certain amount of time that I can't remember passes before I hear a click at my window, and then suddenly my window slides open. Without even knowing who's there, I scream at the top of my lungs, and soon my parents come rushing.
Did he like photo edit that or what? Like, dude, look at the face right here, dude. Like right here. Cause like it clearly it's just the trees, but dude, I can see a face. Am I the only one that's seeing that? Am I the only one? I think I'm the
inside,
only one. Look
all
at the
while I'm
face
pressing
right
up against the
here,
wall in shock as someone climbs through my window into my room. My parents turn on the lights, revealing Jeremy holding a large kitchen knife. Everyone screams, including my father, as he comes and grabs me to pull me out of the room. The 4 of us all rush to the neighbor's house to tell them. The man next door leads us into our own house and grabs his son when he finds him in the living room. He snatches the knife from his hands and tugs him out of the house.
What?
My dad sends all of us inside as he stays outside screaming at the man next door. Moments later, he comes back inside and calls the police to get a restraining order. My dad promised those neighbors a living hell if they were not moved out by the next week.
I know how to
The police come and take Jeremy away, probably to some kind of place for people with mental disabilities, not a regular jail. Moving along to a week later, Jeremy didn't stay in that house anymore. We don't know where he stays now, but we've never seen him since.
Dang, that's crazy, bro. That is creepy. Man, it wasn't as bad as the first one was creep. That was just
This story was
crazy.
by far the scariest thing to ever happen in my life. I went to a bar with my friends on a Saturday night, and as we usually did, we all got
Before we continue
decently
on,
intoxicated.
Before we continue on, guys, if you guys are new, go down, like and subscribe to the channel if you are new for more reactions. Let's get it, bro. I might continue on with story number 3 right now, bro. Let's
The night
get it.
became a complete blur about an hour after showing up to the bar. I vaguely remember talking to a few guys that came up to me. Didn't remember anything out of the ordinary, though. I live walking distance to the bar we were at that night, so I guess when I got tired or bored, I left. And I do remember walking to my house that night. I think it was when I was starting to sober up a little bit. We always used to leave a key under a flower pot in our stoop, and I always used that key on nights like this so that I wouldn't have to walk around with my keys on me while I'm drunk.
Alright.
I got home,
Makes
locked the
sense.
door behind me, and went straight to my room to fall into my bed. I skipped the changing into pajamas and brushing my teeth and whatnot. I did lay there awake with my phone in my hands, texting my friends, seeing if they were still there and making sure they got home okay though.
Alright.
Suddenly, I heard the front door open downstairs. The only thing I was thinking was that it could be my little brother getting home, since he usually got home really late. My best friend texted back, asking how I got away from the guy. I replied back, "What guy?"
What guy?
She said the creep that
What?
wouldn't stop talking to me at the bar. The bar was such a blur that I didn't remember which specific guy she could be talking about.
Oh, that's the guy, dude. That's gonna be the guy. Watch, that's gonna be the guy. That's gonna be the guy from downstairs. Watch.
I heard some noises
He was
downstairs.
following him. He didn't even know.
I assumed my brother was making a late night snack in the kitchen. Then I heard walking up the stairs.
Dude,
My
he
best
just
friend
found
texted
out right
me
on the
again,
phone.
saying she saw him leave the bar right after me. Now, I was still decently
I
drunk.
told you, I knew that was the guy,
Still,
dude.
I was starting to become suspicious. Steps came up the stairs outside, then stopped outside my door. Then the door quietly opened.
Yeah, dude, you was been
It was
followed.
dark outside of the room too, so I couldn't see who was standing
Dude,
at my
that is
door.
creepy, dude. Oh,
I said
man.
my brother's name, and then the door shut. But I didn't hear whoever it was walk away, so I was led to believe they were standing outside my door. I immediately texted my brother, asking if it was him.
Oh,
Surprisingly, he texted back right away, saying, "Was what me? Why do you keep opening the front door?" We live with our mom. She's the only other person in the house, but she was away for the week, so I didn't know what to think, other than it was an intruder.
That was an intruder, bro.
I called the cops without telling my brother, and hearing 911, "What is your emergency?" for the first time in my life really made the situation seem that much
Right.
more severe.
Wait a minute. Didn't he call 911 from
Described-
previous stories? Wait a minute. Pause. Didn't he call 911 from previous? Wait. He said that was the first time he ever. Never mind. Let's just
That
continue.
I believed to be a
Let's just
break-in.
continue.
And as I was on the phone, I leaned over, turned on my bedroom lamp. As the room went from dark to bright, I saw a man standing in the corner of the room by the door. I screamed and shrieked while still on the line with a 911 operator, who kept asking what's wrong. The man in the corner opened the door and fled the scene. I heard him run out the front door. I stayed on the line with the operator, who advised me every move I should make until a cop car actually showed up.
Alright.
I was still intoxicated, so the info I gave on the police report was probably not the most accurate, but I
Oh,
described the man to be
man.
mid-20s looking, stocky, full beard, and a short haircut. One of the two officers then lifted his hand, revealing a key he was holding, and said he found that in the front door lock. It was the spare key that we keep under the flower pot. The intruder used it to get in, meaning he followed me home and watched me take the key from under the pot.
Yeah.
The
I
officer
knew it.
told me to rest assured he'd be patrolling close around the area all night, and advised my brother and I to keep our doors locked and find a new hiding spot for the key.
Yeah.
The next day, besides my
next
hangover,
day.
I felt relieved. I told my friends about what happens, and they described everything in detail. That some creepy-looking guy in the bar had been following me all night trying to talk to me every chance he got, and somehow I was oblivious to it.
You didn't even notice.
I took a long break from going to bars.
Why he didn't?
Don't hide a
Dude,
key
if they,
outside
what kind of
me.
friends is that? If you clearly see a stalker, that doesn't make sense. Where was your friends when you left? If they knew that you was being stalked by this random guy at the bar, why would they let you? Why would they let him go? You know what I'm saying, home alone like that, and they clearly didn't see him walk home, and they didn't see him. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
Anymore.
I would have, if I was his friend, I would have went with him. If he clearly being stalked. That was some good stories for today, bro. This is kind of a recent one too, because I usually do story time reactions from like old ones. But yeah, that's gonna wrap it up, bro. I'm gonna end it right here. If you are new, go down, like and subscribe to the channel down below. If you are new, let's get it for daily reactions. What y'all waiting on, man? And if you guys don't subscribe to the channel, at least hit the like button, bro. Dang. I'm gonna see you on the next one, bro. Hey, I appreciate you guys being here, man. Appreciate all my returning subscribers too, man. Let's get it.